Good afternoon, everybody. We're going to go ahead and get started. My name is Kim Mizia. I'm the program director here at the Northwest region of Canine Companions. It's my pleasure to welcome you to the August 2019 Hearing Dog graduation. Over the past 2 weeks, 4 dog handlers, 4 dogs, 1 class instructor, and a rotation of American Sign Language interpreters have worked tirelessly to get to this point where we are today. Thank you so much for joining us to celebrate their success and the beginning of 4 new assistance dog partnerships. The unique and very special thing about a hearing dog compared to our other placement categories is that the dog is a more independent thinker. Hearing dogs must first hear and acknowledge the sounds they've been trained for, and then make a conscious decision to alert their handler. This responsibility is tremendous and must occur despite distracting smells, sights, sounds, or even a dog's simple pleasure like a game of fetch with a favorite toy or a good afternoon nap. It's this choice to stop everything and alert the handler that is the magic of a hearing dog, which only grows wider and deeper as the bond between handler and dog develops. However, that magic would not be possible without the dedication and support of each one of you. To our volunteers, donors, board members, applicants, candidates, students, graduates, and staff, thank you for being such an important part of the Canine Companions mission. I know I speak for many when I say that I'm so excited to watch the hearing dog magic continue to unfold as we send these 4 new teams off into their lives together. Without further ado, let's get to know these incredible pairs. Please turn your attention to and enjoy a team training video.
Welcome, everybody. It's good to see you all here. I wanted to especially thank the puppy raisers and the other presenters who are here today, making this a complete day for our 4 new graduates. Give me a second here. So I'd like to start out by introducing you to Fluffy. Fluffy doesn't know that she's not a real dog. Fluffy is an important member of nearly every team training class here at Northwest. Fluffy helps teach our students the skills necessary to be accomplished handlers, no matter what type of assistance dog they will be graduating with. In the hearing dog class, Fluffy teaches basic obedience and how a hearing dog responds to important sounds by nudging their leg and then to get their attention and then leading them to the sound. Fluffy gives the students a chance to practice and gain confidence before they try it with their real dogs. When class is over, Fluffy usually gets stuffed in a dark closet and doesn't get to share graduation ceremony with the students she helped teach. This time I promised Fluffy she could join us in congratulating our 4 new graduates. These folks have gone through a range of facial expressions in the last 2 weeks. The first day, it looked kind of like this, wide eyes. Second day, it was kind of a half smile, saying, "This is fun, I think." The third and fourth day, there was a lot of knotted brow. "This is hard." Then the fifth day, it was a lot of half closed eyes. "I can't stay awake." On the second week, it was a lot more big smiles that said, "I can do this as long as my dog is with me." And right now, standing here, the look on their faces says, "Ken, stop talking and give me my dog back." So let's do that. If any of you were here in 2008, you might recognize Greg from when he graduated the first time with his first hearing dog. She was his faithful companion for not enough years as Greg raised his expanding family. He's a stay-at-home dad with 4 children. When asked what his hobbies are, he would likely say, "Kids." When asked what he does in his free time, the answer would likely be, "What's that?" Greg, would you join me up front? Greg is graduating this time with a dog with a lot of similarities to his previous hearing dog. Hayden just wants to serve more than anything else and is always responsive to Greg. Hayden is being presented today by her puppy raisers, Kevin and Julia Martin of Rancho Cordova, California. Come on up. Congratulations, Greg. Yeah. You want to take care of Fluffy for me? Okay. And next, I'll introduce Alicia. Alicia drove up here from Southern California to be here. She's a mother of two children and works as a clinical director of behavioral therapy in deaf community services. Apparently, she's also quite the card sharp. At night after class, the students would play gin rummy, and she earned the nickname Dangerous Alicia for her ruthless play. I've really appreciated her wry sense of humor that has made me smile so many times throughout these last 2 weeks. Alicia, would you join us up front? Alicia is graduating with Cleopatra II. Cleopatra exudes love and affection, and it wasn't long before Alicia and Cleopatra were lost in each other's eyes. Cleopatra was raised by Donna Violette of Sunbury, Ohio. She wasn't able to be here today, so she's being presented by Rick Andrus, who is the puppy raiser of Cleopatra's mother named Twinkle. Rick? That's what I said. Oh. Congratulations, Alicia. Friendly, sensitive, caring, gentle, playful. No, not one of the dogs. I'm talking about Everett. Everett is the next person to receive his new canine partner today. He's a teacher of ASL and deaf studies at San Jose State. He's also a host and leader in his local deaf community. He said, quote, "I prefer not to depend on other people to tell me what they hear or depend on faulty technology," unquote. I think we can help him with that. The ADA defines a service animal as a dog or a miniature horse. In Bree, we have both of those covered. She's a long legged and elegant dog with a strong work ethic and a weakness for tennis balls. She was raised by Brad Snodgrass and his family from Zionsville, Indiana, who also were not able to be here. So, presenting Bree are the breeder caretakers of Bree's mother, Bill and Sharon Mosbaugh of Danville. Congratulations, Everett. And next, I'll introduce Kim. Like Greg, Kim is returning for a successor to her previous hearing dog, Tandy. Tandy is now retired after 10 years of service and is waiting at home for a chance to meet her new protege. Kim works in advocacy and employment support for people who are deaf and hard of hearing. She brought a lot of practical dog handling experience with her to class, and that has helped her and her new canine partner find a common understanding for each other. Even though it has been less than 2 full weeks that they have been together, Kim and her new partner are working like a veteran team. Kim, would you join me up front? Deandra is the dog going home with Kim. Deandra has one of the highest work ethics of the dogs I've worked with. Normally, her training consists of being shown something once, and then she says, "Got it." Presenting Deandra are her puppy raisers, Patricia O'Rourke Andrews, from Oceanside, California. Congratulations, Kim. Thank you all very much for being here.
I'll introduce her. So up next, we'll have Alicia come up and share her thoughts and experiences as the class speaker.
Hello, everyone. I am so honored to be here in front of all of you and representing our wonderful team participants for this week's training. We had 2 experienced CCI, canine companions for independence people, and then there were 2 of us who were very new. Regardless of that, we all learned together and supported each other through this entire process. Of course, we couldn't have done without Ken, the puppy raisers, the IAs, the volunteers, the staff, the donors, the fundraisers, and our interpreters. Every one of you has some part in our dogs' lives and have left paw prints on their hearts. And encourage a bright future and look forward to a bright future for them and us. Thank you all so much for trusting us as we carry on into the future on this mission. Putting our lives on hold for 2 weeks but it was worth the time. We've learned a lot and created many new memories. When Everett and Bree first met for the first time, before we'd even had the matches, during training, we just watched the 2 of them lock eyes, and stars were coming. It was all moving in slow motion. So we weren't surprised at that match. But the rest of us had no clue. When Everett and Bree got together, he learned a lot about Bree's obsession with balls. She refused to let it go. She would just hold it, try and eat and drink with the ball in her mouth. And we watched Everett teach and train and work with Bree to drop the ball. And he did it. None of the other people here could do it. So, all right, Everett. And then Kim and Deandra They were at first kind of wary of one another. And then I watched them as they slowly got closer and closer and looked at each other, and suddenly they became one, and they're inseparable. You can't take them apart. It's beautiful. And when we're also talking about Deandra and Hayden, when they start wrestling out on the field, it's quite the show. With Greg and Hayden, the two of them were matched perfectly. But they didn't think so. They wouldn't even have anything to do with each other. They checked in every so often. And, then they started getting more and more curious about each other and started checking each other out more. It's like, oh, wow, we have the same personality. All right. And that was it. They're both very chill, laid back, sweet. And then they could suddenly change and become these hard players and cause all of us to laugh. With me and Cleopatra, I asked the other students, what do you think of us? And they started saying that Cleopatra and I just bonded instantly, faster than any of the other dogs. When she looked at me, her eyes were just full of these little hearts, this love emanating from them. And she watches my every step. They say she's unique, so I guess the two of us are unique, and we've become one unique thing. They said it was like watching this big bubble, this huge heart burst into all these tiny little bubbles of hearts coming around us. So no more do we need to be extra vigilant than other people are. No wonder do we have to wonder and try and lip read to see if our names are being called at the coffee shop or the doctor's office, or being told, hey, I tried to call your name and get your attention. I was chasing after you. No more do we need to miss our children's cries or a loved one calling us. We can now sleep in peace without worrying about missing the alarm. We now feel at peace with less stress, with our constant companion by our side, without needing to rely on anyone else. In fact, we are now free of all of our limitations because of you and our companion. Bree has freed Everett. For Deandra has freed Kim. For Hayden has freed Greg. And for Alicia, Cleopatra frees me. And with that comes a big love. Thank you. Tremendous love.
Thank you so much for sharing and for speaking on behalf of your fellow classmates, Alicia. And thank you all again for being here with us today. With that, we'll conclude today's ceremony, but please do stick around for refreshments. I hope you all have a wonderful holiday weekend, and in typical Canine Companions fashion, you're released.